and I'd love to just formally welcome everyone to our UUCD forum for today. Our topic is UW Superior Center for Continuing Education. We're going to be joined by Jade Wong, Outreach Specialist for UW Superior Center for Continuing Education, for a forum that will introduce the center's focus on highlighting the personal enrichment programs, especially their 55 plus membership program or program membership, their high school college credit, and their professional development opportunities. So if you have any questions in the next 35 minutes while Jade's presenting, feel free to put them in the chat, or you can save your questions, and we'll make sure at about 10:05 or so to transition to Q&A, and you can always unmute then. But thank you again for being here. We're in for a real treat, and the floor is yours, Jade.
Nice. Good morning, everybody. It's so nice to meet you all. Thanks, Gary, for helping set this up. Thank you, Brett. Quick question. So I'm sharing my screen. Can you see the little people icons on the PowerPoint as well, or do you just see the PowerPoint?
Just the slides.
Great. All right. So again, I'm with UW Superior, the Center for Continuing Education. My name is Jade Wong. I go by she, her pronouns. I serve as the outreach specialist. If you have any questions ever, you can reach me at, this email or that phone number there. So at UWS Continuing Education today, I'm solely going to talk about our age-friendly university, professional development opportunities, and high school college credit. So being an age-friendly university means for us it's accessible campus for any age, in particular 55 plus. So joining the age-friendly university network of global partners offers institutions the opportunity to learn about emerging age-friendly efforts and to contribute to an educational movement of social, personal, and economic benefit to students of all ages and institutions of higher education alike. So this means that we're offering classes for people of any age, and also we're doing training to be able to educate people of all ages. That's how I met Gary. Here's a picture of a participant participating in our 55 plus membership program. This photo is from Exploring the Arts, and it looks like they're working on collages. So in our 55 membership program for 2024-2025 this year, these are all the classes that we had to offer. Feel free to grab your cell phone if you'd like and scan that QR code. It'll bring you right to our registration website. So we had about 10 plus programs this year, which was amazing because the year before we only had 4. So it included music in the movies, which actually is taught by the Duluth Superior Symphony Orchestra concertmaster. So that's just a note that we have really high-level facilitators. So we actually hire experts in the fields to teach these classes. So that would be Aaron Aldridge for music in the movies for the facilitator. And it's such an amazing class. I was able to sit in a couple times, and I really love it. It's a four session workshop for 2 hours each per day, and it's weekly. And Erin has you at the UWS library, and she'll show you old movies from about the 50s through the 2000s. And then she talks about how the music is important in the movie. So other classes include yoga, snowshoeing, evolution of Western music. We had a book club this year, navigating family conflict and healing, which is taught by, again, all these are taught by UWS facilitators or business owners in our community. We had skiing, nutrition for the second part of life, climb on tutorial and practice, which really was, we have a rock climbing wall at UWS. So it's an intergenerational program where campus students and members of the 55 plus program get to learn how to rock climb. And then we had part 2 of music in the movies, the sequel. And then finally we have Exploring the Arts. So this 55 membership program is really cool because This year we offered it at a discount rate. Each class, if there are about 4 sessions a class, were maybe $40 total or on average. And then if you wanted to pay for the membership, it was about $100 for all 10 classes. So it was really cheap. So the remaining 55 plus membership workshop classes we have in 2024, 2025, we have nutrition for the second part of life coming up on Monday. Its format is Zoom, and that facilitator is somebody who teaches nutrition at the university level as well. And then they are setting aside time to teach it to the community, which is really cool. Again, we have our Music in the Movies, the sequel, that'll be starting this Thursday. We have a couple spots left open in that class if anybody's interested. It's a lot of fun. Lastly, we have Exploring the Arts. This one is unfortunately sold out, but we will be offering it again next year. Here's someone doing our Exploring the Arts workshop. So in that one, they did, what was it? Watercolors, collage, acrylic, and one more art form. And the teacher, she would introduce these elements of art, and then she would give you the rest of the workshop time to just experiment with all of the items they had in the art room. So in the 2025-2026, so next year for our 55 plus membership, we are looking at offering 20 classes, 20 to 25, so we're going to be doubling it actually. So we'll have these returning programs, which include nutrition, snowshoeing, skiing, yin yoga, climbing, a book club, navigating family conflict and healing, evolution of Western music, and exploring the arts. Currently, so for next year for the membership, the 55 plus membership program, these are all the classes that we are in development for, and we're hoping to offer some sort of new music program, maybe a day trip, some sort of intergenerational program, a workshop on regional history, a workshop on poetry, Tai Chi, weightlifting, a plant/gardening workshop, writing and narrative workshop, and environmental sustainability, and cross-cultural experiences. And we are considering doing, we've hosted a lot of these workshops in the past at UWS, but we're actually considering reaching out to organizations or working with our allies to host workshops at like host locations, like so we could possibly do this at a church or a community center to allow for our programming to be more accessible. So let us know if you have any ideas or interest in ever being a host location. It's something we're experimenting with, and we'd have to get permission from, I don't know, who knows who at the university level. We'd have to get permission from somebody, but it is a dream of ours. And then if you're a hobbyist or if you have an interest in teaching for a certain area, please reach out to us. If you're an expert quilter and you want to teach a quilting class, let us know. Or if you have some sort of passion to teach and you're an expert in that field, please let us know. And also, please let us know the kinds of classes you're interested in, because all of these classes that we offer are actually, it's based on survey results and national surveys. It's what our community wants to learn. So. Next up, we have Rhodes Scholar. This is a really cool program. So Rhodes Scholar, has anybody heard of it before? Feel free to either raise your hand or nod. Nice. Thanks, Gary. So Rhodes Scholar is an international travel/education program all over the world. You could visit places internationally and nationally, and it'll kind of be like a vacation/an education opportunity. So for instance, I could take a Rhodes Scholar program in Egypt and learn about some things in Egypt, traveling there, and they'll help me cover travel expenses, but they'll also provide facilitators to teach expert knowledge. So we're super lucky to be able to offer a Rhodes Scholar program here in Superior, Wisconsin, or in the Twin Ports. It's program 24850, which is how they classify them. And it's called a Superior Exploration, Lake Superior's History and Ecology. I think we had about 4 sessions up, and most of them sold out except for this date starting on August 17th. So we still have time. Please again, feel free if you have your cell phone, are able to use the QR code, feel free to check that out. And this program is really geared for not for maybe us people who are living in Superior or the Twin Ports. It's really geared for people who want to come and visit. So if you have family or friends who want to do something or learn something while they're visiting you, this would be a fun program. Road Scholar, so at a glance from Superior's glacial and tectonic geology to its significance to indigenous peoples and importance to environmental research, the largest freshwater lake in the world makes a fascinating study. Embark on a journey exploring western and southern Lake Superior, including a history of the Twin Ports, field trips to historical sites, and presentations by local indigenous elders and historians. Enjoy hands-on learning experiences wading in the rivers of the Brule River State Forest to catch and identify aquatic creatures and exploring natural wonders through canoeing and hiking. Road Scholar will hopefully include our new floating classroom at UWS, which is a research vessel it's a boat that we just got. Some really nice people donated money to be able to have a floating classroom. So its main goal is to have students learn and get experience in the sciences, but also the people who have donated for the boat really just want us in the community to be able to use the boat. So we're hoping to just have classrooms on the boat for community members. And then also it'll include geology/ecology at the state parks, Amnicon, Pattison, and J. Cook, as well as exploring the indigenous history in the area through presentations from local tribal historians and tribal environmental scientists. So this is a really cool program. So as I said before, this is really geared for visitors, but at the Center for Continuing Education, we are trying to offer a similar program just for like community members to be able to participate. So people like all of us. Does anybody have any questions for Road Scholars, or should we save questions till the end?
It's however you want to run it, Jade. If people want to jump right in, I think that's great. If anyone has,
Yeah. I think I'm good to pause here for a little bit if anybody has questions on any of our 55 plus programs that we offer, or any comments.
Jade, can you talk a little bit about the family program? You mentioned earlier, I forgot the title.
Yeah,
Uh,
this let's see, navigating family conflict and healing.
yes, yes, yeah.
Yes, so that class just wrapped up. It was 4 sessions. It was really wonderful. I can't remember if the teacher was a sociologist or psychologist, but she's a professor here at the university. And she really digs into understanding possibly either past traumas or past really positive experiences we would have had growing up, all the way to how those experiences might shape us in our personal relationships now. And then she takes it one step further and says, how can we change our behaviors to become the best or the healthiest person we can be? And she provides like YouTube videos and just lots of resources on these topics. Some links for documents and a lot of really cool TED Talks.
That sounds great. I do a lot of work with family conflict when it comes to dementia care for blended families.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of my areas, especially. But I would be interested in that class to, you know, learn more about it from different perspectives relative to the work that I do, and that looks interesting. So that's something I think I would love to follow up on. The other thing I'm really happy to hear about is your floating classroom.
Yeah.
I think that's exciting, and I think we have people who love exploring the ecology and the
Yeah.
environment relative to Lake Superior. And of course, that just happens to be an area that Brett uh, is very passionate about too. And So it's I'm happy to see you including that. And so anyway, no, that's great. And one thing I'd like to just share with the group, when I first met Jade, it was at the Northland Senior Care Network. And it's a network that really has really begun to grow here in the past year. We have, I think, Jade, about 100 members or so right now, I believe.
Mhm. Yep.
And we gather every other month to talk about resources relative to aging services and so on and so forth. So I think, Brett, that's another group that it would be a lot of fun to have somebody come and speak to the forum group because the resources are really tremendous. Would you agree,
I
Jade?
would definitely agree. Yeah.
Let's make it happen. I love that recommendation. Yeah, and I can't wait to check out all these. And I think especially the idea of UUCD being a host for one of these classes or building a connection with UWS and helping UWS learn more about UUCD and
Yeah.
vice versa. I mean, it sounds like a great match. So let's definitely follow up on that front too, Jade. Thanks for offering all these great ideas. Any other
Awesome.
questions out there in the field so far with what Jade has shared? It seems like Therese, you've got one. At least I saw somebody else on mute. Great. I don't see anything in the chat, so feel free to keep going then, Jade, if you want. And Gary, thanks for all your great ideas too.
All right, so our next part of this presentation, we'll talk about our professional development opportunities. So with our professional development, the following professional development, you can earn something called a micro-credential, which is a digital badge. Some of you may already know what a digital badge is, but a micro-credential is a short learning experience designed to teach or upgrade new skills. Often they are intended to gain relevant skills needed in today's workforce. Micro-credentials may be represented as badges that provide transparency and depth into the learning and achievements of the learners, which others can view. Earned badges can be shared on various social media sites, including Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, and more. So oftentimes we would have certificates for programs, but now we might be doing a certificate plus a micro-credential badge or just a digital badge. And in regards to professional development, as we're going through this presentation, if you have a specific professional development need at your business, oftentimes we can work with you to obtain that training, whether it might be a class we already offer or it's something we could help you design. So we have this marketing certificate coming up April 5th and April 12th. I'm considering taking it myself. I don't know. It's Saturdays from 8 to 4. And the description reads, unlock the potential of your brand with this comprehensive marketing certificate program designed for business owners, marketers, and professionals. This program equips participants with essential marketing strategies through 6 engaging workshops. This program will leave you with a well-rounded understanding of modern marketing techniques, practical skills, and ready to implement action plans. Next up, we have motivational interviewing beyond the basics, starting May 20th, June 3rd, and June 17th. So led by a seasoned professional with extensive experience in motivational interviewing, health and wellness, and public health. This program is tailored for relationship-based counseling, healthcare, social work, and casework professionals. You'll acquire the knowledge and skills to facilitate positive change that empowers your clients to move from resistance towards a healthier and more fulfilling life. So we have this workshop next, and it says it starts May 20th through August 8th online. And you'll learn foundations of health and wellness coaching, the coaching experience, lifestyle medicine, professional conduct, and establishing your coaching practice, and about chronic diseases. And then we have human resource management certificate, and you'll have one class a month, and it's foundations of HR, performance management, talent acquisition, employee engagement, diversity and inclusion in the workplace, total compensation, and HR compliance. And we've got this really neat program called our Substance Abuse Counseling Program. It'll run from 2025 through 2026. And it reads, this online pre-credential education program sets you on the path for a substance abuse counselor career, and you can complete this program in just 1 year. Our substance abuse counseling program is approved by the state of Wisconsin and fulfills education requirements. So that's the 360 hours of comprehensive specialized education necessary to sit for the licensing exam in Wisconsin. So students can receive credit for prior learning. Yeah. And then we have, to fulfill that counselor program, these are all the classes that somebody would have to take. And then they would have to do their hours and then take the test itself. And I find this is like a really important, like this is kind of a big need in our community as well. And then for 2025, 2026, here's some of our early classes that we'll be offering. So currently we're actually in the process of developing all of our classes for next year. As I mentioned earlier, those like 10 to 15 new 55 plus classes. But all around we're offering new classes in all of our fields, and we're just pinning them down and making sure we've got all the dots dotted and whatnot. So our first one that I'd like to talk about is personal growth and leadership. So it is a 5-part pre-recorded webinar series to strengthen personal leadership. You'll learn about psychological safety, healthy conflict in teams, emotional intelligence and decision making, elements of engagement, and community-based leadership. These webinars share knowledge about leadership-based concepts and provide people with opportunities for self-reflection and growth. It is a 1-month access, and it is also digitally badged. And then we also have the HR Development Certificate and Organizational Leadership Certificate for spring 2026. Here's a really fun one we have. It's called Leadership Superior Douglas County. I don't know how many of how many people here are possibly Superior residents. I'm not sure, or if most people in the church are like Duluth residents. Would you be able to offer any insight on that, Brett?
I definitely think the broad majority are Duluthians, but if anyone here is a Superior resident, I know that we have several that commute, including past presidents even. So I don't know if anyone on the line today is a Superior resident, but feel free to unmute.
Cool. So this is a fun little class we have. It's I think it's like 9 or 10 months. It's once a month program, all day. It's like an all day field trip usually. Let me think about this real quick. So it's somebody who wants to be a leader in our community, and each month they learn about specific organizations in our community, from public safety to the hospitals to education to local business leaders. And then participants in this group are grouped together to solve an issue that our community might be facing. So oftentimes these groups will try to help unhoused people or veterans. I know some of our really big projects that have come out of this have been, there is a statue on Barker's Island of a firefighter, and that statue is a Leadership Superior Douglas County idea. We have some dog parks in Superior, and that was, again, a Leadership Superior Douglas County idea. One year when I did this program, we did invasive species on the Wisconsin Point. All right. So next up, I'll briefly talk about our high school college credit. So this is if you know any young students, or if you are a young student in high school, you can take classes at UWS through high school college credit. So high school college credit, the student will get their high school credit for their high school graduation, and they'll get college credit that'll go for their college diploma. And we do this in 2 ways. We have one program called concurrent enrollment, which means we might work with Superior High School, who has a teacher there. There might be teachers there who have their master's degree, and they're qualified to teach college classes. So then we'll ask them, or they'll partner with us to teach maybe like a biology, math, writing course, and they'll teach those classes at the high school, and those students will get their high school credit and college credit. So that's one way students across Wisconsin do that program. A second way is through our ECC program, which is called Early College Credit Program. And students here can literally take classes on UW Superior campus as full-blown college students. And both of these are really cheap, oftentimes for concurrent enrollment. The high school will oftentimes pay for the students to take these classes. For ECCP, the student will oftentimes pay to take the class themselves out of pocket, but the tuition is only 1/3 the cost a regular college student would pay, so it's super, super cheap. And the Minnesota equivalent is called College in the Schools. If your student is ready to take college classes in high school, I strongly promote that idea. Yeah. So for high school college credit, ECCP in high school college credit, they're considered a UW Superior student. The rigor and expectations are at a college level, and their grade becomes part of an official college transcript. So we have this class for early college credit program. It's Indigenous History of the Great Lakes. It's one of our classes that a high school student could take physically on campus, or they could Zoom in, up to them. It's available every other fall. And again, the student would gain their high school credits and their college credits. And this course centers on Indigenous history, culture, and sovereignty in the Great Lakes from pre-colonial times to the present. It incorporates Indigenous perspectives of these histories from the 12 Indigenous nations in Wisconsin, as well as academic service learning and experiential learning in our community. And pictured there is actually our medicine wheel on campus. We have something at UW Superior called direct admission. So if a high school student was to complete all the application stuff, if they wanted to come to UW Superior as college students, they would bypass the regular undergraduate admission process, and that just means they wouldn't have to do another application. Yeah, and they wouldn't have to pay an application fee, and they would not have to write an essay. Saves them a lot of time, and it gives them one more college to consider when they're making their final decisions. So for either Minnesota, all students in high school, if they're taking a college class, they should consider using transferology for the college of their choice. And making sure in advance that their credits will transfer or how they'll transfer. They can always use this website. And at UW Superior, we actually have a transferology center if they need help with those with that paperwork. All right, so you can contact the program manager, Emily Groves, if you ever have any questions. You can contact me, Jade Wong, or use our content at uwsuper.edu. Our phone number is up here, and we have our continuing education website up here as well. Let's see. And thank you so much. If you ever want me to present on any of these topics at your workplace or another organization, please let me know. I've really enjoyed chatting with you all today and having the opportunity to present all the wonderful things my work is doing. So thank you so much for your time.
Thank
And
you,
then,
Jade. Oh, sorry to cut you off. Go for it. Please tell us about the survey.
yeah, so yeah, you're welcome. Thank you. So like I mentioned before, all of our educational opportunities are based on surveys. So I'm asking you if you could take a quick 5-minute survey. I think, Brett, do you know if that's in the chat yet?
Yep, I dropped it there. You can just click
Awesome.
the most recent chat, and it should take you there. I'm testing it out myself.
Okay. Yeah, feel free to do that one as well, Brett, if you have time or capacity.
Oh yeah, I definitely will.
And then I guess we can start with, does anybody have any questions or comments today?
Jade, hi, my name is Louise. And is this separate from the University of Wisconsin programs that allow people to audit college courses?
This is separate. Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, because these are classes that are the 55 plus membership classes are geared for adults who are 55 or around that age and up. They're not for credit classes. Yeah, great question. Thanks for asking. Any other questions?
Well, I want to personally thank you, Jade, very much for connecting with Brett. And, uh, you know, your role as a connector is very special. And connecting these resources is really a gift to all of us. So thank you very much for today.
Yeah, thank you, Gary.
Well put. Ann, I see you unmuted too.
Yes, Jade, I'm Ann Freiberger, and I would like how do I get information about the marketing class April 5th through 12th?
Yeah, you could in the survey you could note that.
Okay,
And or I could take we could get your email and I could send you that stuff as well.
Here's
and
here's
you
Jade.
also mentioned HR management and HR development.
Yep.
And what classes are those in that 55 plus?
Nope, I think those are for any people of any ages 18 and up, but they're geared for yeah, they are not the 55 plus classes specifically. They're professional development classes.
How do I find out about those?
Yeah, I can take you to I'll show you all our website real quick. I'll share my screen if that's okay.
Okay.
So we can go to uwsuper.edu and that's where you'll be able to find.
And I'll put that in the chat. Jade's contact information and is in the chat here too. So
Okay, thank you.
click or copy any of that.
Okay.
I have a question, Jade. This is Therese.
Hi.
Is there a difference in cost to attend the Rhodes Scholar programs if you're from Duluth or Superior? Or is it one cost for either?
So we've had questions that have come in, and I'm not quite sure how they are navigating that this year, but I think we might be able to offer a different cost because you wouldn't need hotel, you wouldn't need food. So if you could in the survey note that and or email us, we could get that answer to you. Because I know you're not
right.
the first person to ask that question, and I'm not the person who organizes that program. And if there isn't a new option, I think there is though. I think you're spot on. But we will be hopefully offering another kind of Rhodes Scholars program. So, similar content but for local people.
Okay, thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, so if you could send us an email or note that in the Qualtrics survey, that would be great, and then we can get that back to you. So I'll just show
Okay.
you this website real quick. You can go here at any time to find our continuing education page. It's uwsuper.edu. And then I always go to, let's see, just have to move my Zoom stuff here. So under academics, I'm just going to click this continuing education. And then we have our academic credit programs. We have professional development, personal enrichment. This is where our 55 plus programs will be. And then we have that leadership program. And another really cool thing about our UW Superior Continuing Education, we host the Small Business Development Center, which is a place where businesses can get free assistance and free help. There is a Small Business Development Center in Duluth, if you'd prefer to go there as well. So for instance, I can go to professional development and I'll click learn more. We have all of these classes. So this year we offer all of these ones. And then in spring, we have our motivational interviewing, organizational leadership, marketing. And then we've got human resource boot camp. Then let me go to the 4 credit one real quick. We have all these. So yeah, we have our human resource management certificate. Lots and lots of classes. So really whatever, all of the needs we have here.
That's really helpful to see it laid out on the website here too. That is great.
Yeah. Maybe I can share this in the chat. Oh, I think you've already got it in the chat. So thanks for putting that in there. Yeah, thank you so much, Brett. I appreciate it, and thank you all for participating and in working with me today. I'll drop some programs off to Brett soon then.